Hey everyone, it's another Friday with Dannphan. We have not done these properly in a while now. We did do the fan art Friday, but now we're back to the regular Friday live streams, talking about things that I either did not feel like making videos about, or discussing future videos, or I don't know, discussing things that are off topic from the normal videos that we do. Because, normally I try to cover comics and animation, and sometimes I want to talk about other things outside of comics and animation. So it's always good to have a live stream where I can just get all that energy out. And yeah, it's also nice just to communicate with the fans. This is a little bit early, though, I will say. I think... When did I do the fan art Friday? Was that at like 2 p.m. last time? I don't even remember. But yeah, this is a little bit early. I normally, back when I was doing them normally, of course, I would try to do the Fridays with Dannphan at night. But, I'm experimenting with different times. So we'll find a good time where everyone is happy, because some people are like, oh, it's too late for me, and some people are like, this is too early for me, I'll be at work, and that's fine. Maybe I can try to mix it up every now and then. Sometimes do a Friday stream like midday, and sometimes try to do it at night. I don't know. all depends what works out best. Thank you for the donation, Maverick Christian. Thanks for showing my mediocre art last week. Oh yeah, that's what Fan Art Fridays are for showing everyone's mediocre art. And then a few quite amazing artists, of course. Friday night is a crowded time slot because everyone wants to stream on Friday. That's another reason why I thought, oh, maybe I'll try streaming earlier where nobody's streaming yet. Fridays are also like really easy to do a stream on, though, because it just has that feeling with it where like you're winding down, you're starting to relax, the weekend's coming up, But anyway, so I guess we should be discussing certain topics. Oh boy, what happened this week? Is there anything that I can discuss that won't get me canceled? That is the question. I know that, have you seen the new Halloween trailers recently? Oh my gosh, what did they do? Normally when I'm seeing trailers for new movies coming out on Halloween, I'm seeing new horror trailers and it's all spooky, scary, gotta run away from the monster. And then comes the Halloween reboot. And they just turn it into a generic action movie. Why? It's like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of Michael. Like, what? Calm down, lady. I'm sorry, am I still supposed to be scared of the serial killer in the hockey mask? I'm a little confused. How did anyone think this was a good idea? I don't know, man. Wasn't there a Scream movie coming out? Is there? There's another Scream movie coming out? I've seen a lot of Scream memes on Twitter, which have been great. But no, the main movie that I've been seeing is the new Halloween movie. I've been seeing a boatload of trailers where, generic old woman is like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of Jason. And I'm supposed to still view this as a horror movie? You just took a horror movie and turned it into an action movie. Now it's like a revenge story. Like, what's going on? Jason killed my puppy. He's gonna die. Scream 5. Damn. It's a lot of screams. That's a lot of screaming going on. Don't know how I feel about the new Halloween film. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to see it, but Halloween Kills isn't a reboot, it's a sequel to Halloween 2018, which is a sequel to Halloween. There was a Halloween movie in 2018? I must have completely missed it. Oh, boy. Oh, Mike Myers. Am I thinking of the different one? I don't know. They're all like the same. Yeah, I said Jason just because of the hockey mask. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm sure you know what the trailers I'm talking about are. If you've been seeing the same trailers that I have, then you've been seeing like generic old woman going to beat up a horror monster. And I'm just supposed to be like, yes, this is still a horror movie, even though it looks like it's being marketed as an action movie. I don't know. Yeah, everyone was talking about the... Hang on. I gotta unbutton. Let me ask you something. If I just unbutton this one button, does that make me look slutty? How about now? Nah, I'll just take it all off. Jason is Friday the 13th. But do they both have hockey masks? Because I feel like I'm thinking of the same exact... I don't know. How do you feel about 3D animation being more popular in companies like Disney than 2D animation? Well, I mean, I think that's bad, obviously. I'm a big 2D animation fan, way more than a 3D animation fan. I could not even... Like, back when I wanted to be an animator, they were just including it in the program to also learn 3D animation. And I did not want to do that. I was very stubborn about not wanting to learn any 3D animation. Because it didn't click with me the same way. It's like, I'm not even fucking drawing. What is this? What is this strange sphere that I have to turn into a character? It's a shame. Mike Myers has a normal mask. What's a normal mask? What is that? While Jason has a hockey mask. But they're both just like white masks with holes where the eyes should be. Is that what I'm getting from this? Only one of them has extra holes? As you can tell, I'm not a very big horror buff. Maybe I would enjoy the generic Halloween action movie instead. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of Michael, though. I think I'm thinking of Mike Myers. Michael Myers. Mike Myers is the actor. I like cell shading of animation. Yeah, it's good. If you watch Squid Game, no. And I really don't have any reason to. It's just like okay, so I have seen a little bit of it, right? But I think that the hype is a little bit over the top. It's like people are acting as though Squid Game is this new genre, but it's a survival game genre. We've seen survival game genres before. I've covered survival game animes before and mangas, and I enjoy that genre fine. I do. I mean, I guess American survival game movies haven't been super great, because what did we get in America? We got like Hunger Games, Maze Runner. Does Game of Thrones even count? I don't think it does. But it's a survival game genre. You get a bunch of people and they fucking have to kill each other playing games or some shit. This one is Japanese in live action. It's not Japanese, it's Korean. Squid Game is from South Korea, I believe. Yeah. Also, the big twist on this survival game in Squid Game is that they're playing kids' games. That's the thing, right? And that's supposed to be like the big twist, is that they're playing little kids' games, but now they have a dark turn to them. And that's not even a new subject to enter into horror per se, because like we've seen kids' content enter into horror movies like Chucky or It's, where they take something kiddish and then they have a horror spin on it. But that's supposed to be like the big twist on Squid Game, which making it unique and stand out above the other survival game type horror dramas. But I don't know. It's just I'm not a super big fan of the twist. And I feel like I've seen survival game anime that's better, so I'd rather just go watch that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good survival game anime. Right? We got Future Diary is the classic one, of course. What else we got? We got what was that one that I reviewed recently? The manga Real Account. That one was pretty good. I was digging that one. Didn't finish it though. So I guess I'm kind of hypocrite. But I was digging Real Account. What, fucking Danganronpa? Can I include that? It's technically a visual novel, but it became an anime, so I don't know. Danganronpa, it's not that bad, right? I know that it has a huge fan base, but I mean, as far as the survival game anime content goes, Danganronpa's not that bad. Escape Room Game of Champions, there was a letdown. Yeah. That's another thing, right? That's another survival game type content. But yeah, it's amazing how suddenly everyone's talking about Squid Game. It's just because it blew up and people saw that just by putting Squid Game in the title or by referencing Squid Game, they would get a lot of interaction with whatever videos or whatever, Total Drama Island. Oh God. I don't count. But, that's what happens when anything becomes really popular all of a sudden. Everyone on social media will talk about it so they can get those sweet views and capitalize on it. And it's, like I said, I don't think it's really worth the hype. I don't think that they're really doing anything new or shocking. And then you have all the politics. Like, why did all these people who wrote this new Korean drama come out and all of a sudden, like, put some anti-American message in there? It's like, aren't we friendly with South Korea? Why are they giving us the finger? Or, well, I don't think it's anti-American. They said anti-capitalist, but we're capitalists, so I don't fucking know. But, yeah. I mean, it's probably fine. It's just not a twist that grabs my interest with replacing, with all the games being children's games. It's just whatever. Squid Game sounds like how my parents would refer to Splatoon. Yeah, it is a strange title, isn't it? I actually did think that when I first heard Squid Game on the internet, I thought they were referring to a video game. I thought it was like a new video game that came out. And then it turns out, no, it's a Netflix series from Korea. Great! Well, I don't know. That's apparently what the creators were coming out and talking about, saying that it was like a message about how like capitalism has this dark side to it, and how like it's just like a game to capitalists, and we're the ones who get hurt. It's like squids and shit. I don't know, but yeah, So I don't really have much to say on it except for that, though. But yeah, you want to talk about Superboy being gay? Superbye. I mean, I was kind of surprised how much attention that got, though, when they announced that the Superboy was gay. Or are they calling him like the new Superman, right? Because he's a manly man now, and Clark stepped down or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the current timeline is looking like, but yeah, the only reason why I think that got traction online is because like 2 weeks earlier they had also announced that the Robin, Tim Drake Robin, I think it was also bi, and it's the timing is comedic because it looks like DC is just turning all of their characters bi. So I think that's the only reason why it got as much traction as it did. It's just because of how many characters they're announcing is bi, all at what feels like the same time. But at this point in time, I'm kind of just expecting it. So I can't even be shocked. I just kind of roll my eyes and then look at something different. So like that's the real reason I didn't make a video about it, is because it's like, what is there to say anymore? Every DC character is now bi. What's that phrase that your boy Zach always uses? Statistically improbable lesbians or something like that. Yeah, DC trying way too hard to get attention. Very true. Very true. Oh, I guess that's like, yeah, I guess that is their strategy for just like getting themselves noticed while the comic industry is completely collapsing, because it's just getting worse and worse for them, really. And all they can do is create a controversy so that they can at least get some sales. But you know what would also work? If you just, made good comics and did things that made fans happy. How about instead of creating controversy to get sales, why don't you do something positive to like get news attention on you? Like, why don't you donate to a charity or some fundraiser, some shit like that? Why do we got to create controversy to get in the news headlines? Why does it always have to be something crazy? But it's very whatever, though, because I didn't really care about that character. I don't really care about any of the characters anymore. It's just like, oh yeah, they're all gay, whatever. Next. Of course they're all bi. Everyone is born bi, apparently. Some people actually do believe that, though. They believe that everyone is born bi, and then as you grow up, you just have more of a preference. Or you, like, try to, what's the word? Oh, suppress the feelings that you have for the same sex because of society or something. But no, it's not true, of course. But some people actually believe that everyone is just born bi. And yeah, maybe that's what DC is trying to do now. They're just like, yep, everyone's bi. That's how we'll get our sales back up. It's all we can do. I'm not gay by hot dogs in the middle. Very nice. But I've been buying a lot of indie comics and manga lately. I don't know about you guys. Speaking of indie comics, any comics on the Indiegogo's that you would like me to review? There was this one that I kind of had my eye on, but I'm a little bit skeptical just because I can't find actual pages in the book to look at. It's on Indiegogo. It's called Kaya. Actually, maybe I should screen share so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Let me figure out how to do that. Share screen, tab. There we go. So this is the one that I've been looking at. I think the art looks sick, right? Look at that. Look at that sick shit. But this is, from what I understand, like art from the art book. Because they're selling an art book as an Indiegogo exclusive, and they're selling the graphic novel. Okay, so what do the graphic novel pages look like? If that's from the art book? I want to see what the actual pages look like, And I don't see that anywhere. I guess it's probably still being worked on, but I don't know. Would they have it in the updates? Would they be posting pages there? No. Yeah, so I'm a little bit skeptical about backing it for that reason alone. I mean, if I don't know what the actual comic pages are going to look like, maybe I should just buy the art book because that's the book that looks good. I mean, I could always use an art book, of course. Art books are fun. Can you review Common America? Aren't they on like their 5th issue by now? Like, aren't there multiple Common Americas? Which one? I haven't even read the first. Unless you're talking about the webtoon. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the reviews for his stuff, and they all seem like positive reviews. It seems like he's a funny guy. I just haven't read any of them myself, so I wouldn't even know where to start when it comes to reviewing that. But yeah, this looks nice. I just don't know what I'm actually getting from this person. It's also from Italy. So that probably means I'll have to spend a lot in shipping. Will it let me go back? There we go. I think. Oh. This looks kind of interesting too, but it's volume 2 and I haven't seen volume 1, so I can't go into that. I'll be honest, most of these I just kind of pass a glance at and then keep scrolling. It takes a lot to really grab my attention with anything. A lot of these have fairly low goals too, so they reach them super easily, I guess is the idea. But what do I know? Alright. Hello, Dannphan. Entertain me. Oh no, you've gone to the wrong spot if you want to be entertained. You can get them at the Iconic Comics website. I didn't even know they had a website. Yeah, I know that there's a Common America webtoon because they were advertising that a lot. And I was thinking to myself, why though? Why do you want a webtoon? I mean, I guess it's doing well, so you got that going for you. There's a lot of trash on webtoons, so maybe it's a good thing that you made a Common America webtoon because maybe it's like, not a lot of competition when you actually give kids good shit to read. So webtoons worth going to? Well, I think I just answered that question. I hate webtoons. But there's a lot of kids on webtoons. That's this thing that you gotta remember. Some people who build up a loyal audience will, put something on webtoons, gain that audience, and then run a campaign to actually print their webcomic. And that's like as successful as they get, basically. But for the most part, the people reading webtoons are going to be fairly young kids who are reading webtoons just because it's free. And sometimes reading webtoons because they're looking for some jack-off material. Mostly women. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I do think that there is an audience on there, but it just seems like it's not super worth the effort. I will say, the best chance you got at being successful on webtoons, find a genre that there aren't a lot of people posting for, and then aim for like the top 30. Because if there's only 30 people in a like horror genre on webtoons, it'll be way easier to get into the top 30 and get promoted more often by webtoons. That's like the pro strat. I learned that from a webtoon comic publisher, comic creator. That's the word I'm looking for, yes. But yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's the pro strat for succeeding on webtoons. Find a genre that people don't often post in there, and then you won't have a lot of competition in that genre, and you can get the top 30 horror or whatever. Oh, thank you for the donation, Wolfsbane. The problem with webtoons is that it's not profitable unless it's the top 1%. Also, thoughts on pulp comics. What are pulp comics? Is that another publisher? Pulp comics. Or are you just talking about pulp comics and games? I assume you're not talking about I have no idea what you're talking about. You're going to have to be more specific because a bunch of different things came up. Are you just talking about magazines, or pulp comics is a genre? Well, it didn't come up that way. Pulp just means short stories. Yeah, I know that that's what pulp means, but it's just the way that it was worded. I thought you were talking about like a specific brand. Well, I like short stories. They obviously don't do as good as series or a full story. Yeah, I don't mind anthologies. I always like it when I read an anthology book and there's the possibility of one story doing really well and then that story that did really well continuing, or that story that showed a lot of popularity, continuing that story. That's what a lot of those manga magazines do, is they publish a boatload of different stories in a magazine, and then they do popularity polls and they see which one has the most traction, and then they make it into a manga series so people can actually buy it and it'll be continued. I like that method, but it's a bummer when you read the stories that don't gain that popularity and then they just never get continued. Always brings a tear to my eye. But it's not. I can see why people don't like anthologies, though, because it really is like they collected a bunch of trash stories just to fill up the book, and you basically have to sift through trash to find the diamonds. I mean, they're wonderful if all the stories are good, but it's very rare to find an anthology or any collection of short stories, really, that has all the stories being very good. Probably better to get than some of the long-running comics we see today. Oh yeah, there are definitely some series today that just do not deserve to be series. It's like very clearly does not have the popularity. People hate it, and all the sales they get are basically just hate sales. I don't get it, man. But yeah, pain in the ass. Anyway, what else is going on, guys? Now that we took a misdirection into that, why did you stop doing regular One Piece content? Because I don't have anything to talk about. I don't know. We're still in fucking Wano. We've been in Wano for how many years now? It just takes forever for something to happen. That's why. That's why I stopped doing One Piece content. I just don't have enough to say about it. Momo's a giant dragon. Luffy's still fighting Kaido. You know. Yeah, I still keep up with it every week, of course. I do still keep up with One Piece. I keep up with a lot of manga these days. And I still read a lot of new manga, too. And, yeah, I'm finishing up a couple that I'm going to do reviews of. Did you know that Nightmare Before Christmas had a manga? Had, like, a short comic series that like serves as kind of like a sequel. It's not good. I mean, just don't get your hopes up. It's not that good. But I was thinking about doing a brief review on that and just being like, this exists. And I read it. How's Sonic City Witch coming along? I've been wanting to interrogate you about sales because I love your marketing strategy and I want to copy it. Well, my marketing strategy isn't that good. I'm not rich, obviously, so it can't be that great. Was that a Tokyo Pop release? Yes, it was. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The Tokyo Pop Nightmare Before Christmas. But yeah, Sonic City Witch is doing okay. You know, it's going to be a while before the other issues are actually released. It almost makes me think maybe I released issue 1 too soon. Maybe I should have held off a bit, waited till October, but I really just wanted to get it out there so long as it was done so I can like show people, hey, look, I'm still making comics. Look, I've got other stuff. Look at me. Please notice me, senpais. Nightmare After Christmas. Yeah, right. But yeah. So, what was I talking about before? Now I'm all distracted. Can we have a music stream so we can send you requests? Well, damn, I ain't that good. Actually, I still have to re-record that one song that I don't have on YouTube anymore. But I haven't played guitar in so long, I actually have to tune it again, which is just irritating. And then I have to remember what the chords were, because I haven't played it in a long time and I didn't write it down. I'm sure they were easy fucking chords, though. It's probably a normal chord progression. But, you know, I'm going to badger Clint into reviewing Sonic City Witch. Yeah. I think I might have... Did I send him a review copy? I don't know. When was the last time Clint did do a review, though? It seems like most of his videos, he's just kind of chill talking about certain topics in the comics industry. Which is fine. I mean, it's fine. Sometimes I feel like I watch his videos and I'm like, I didn't learn anything new, but I wasted 8 minutes, so. But also sometimes I watch his videos and I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about a subject now. Thank you, Clint. how'd you create the end theme music on your YouTube channel? It's honestly just all made with loops that I found on some really old, I'm sure it was taken down like 10 years ago at this point, really old online website where they had you mix loops together and make your own song. And yeah, I guess nobody will ever use those loops again because the website's taken down, so I guess it's just mine. There you go. It's one way to make an original song. I've definitely thought about like hiring a mixer and sending one of my songs like acoustic and then sending it to a mixer to have it sound more professional, because I've seen that done with other people's songs and I always thought that was kind of cool. It's kind of cool. But I'm also not a very good singer, so I'm not sure if they'd be able to fix that. Maybe if they were a really good mixer, they could fix that. But what are you gonna do? Yeah. And guys, if there's ever any subject videos you want me to do, you can always suggest. I'm always open to suggestions. But do you like point and click adventure games? Oh yeah. I like some of those games. I mean, they're okay. But I probably like more interactive games just because it gets my brain working in a certain way. Point and click adventures get my brain working too, just in a very different way. Sometimes my brain is so fried I can't even figure out the puzzles. Actually, I never figure out the puzzles. I just Google them. I'm not smart enough. So yeah, scratch that. Point and click adventure games do not help me think at all. Would you do visual novel reviews? No. Probably not. Maybe on my gaming channel I would play some visual novels and I would like maybe talk about why I like them or something, but I don't think that really counts as a as a comic review if it's a visual novel. Just because it's a different medium. I don't really think it fits with what I'm going for here on this channel. But I like visual novels. I think they're good. Enjoy. You look very confusable. Thanks. Hey man, most people don't fucking know some of those puzzles. They're just weird. But I do agree that the art in a lot of those point and click adventure games, fucking fantastic. That's basically the only reason why I played some of them, is because I liked the art and not because of the puzzle solving at all. But yeah. What is worth talking about? Good fucking question. You want to talk about how my day was yesterday? The fairly fine day. Let me show you what I got at the local thrift store. I got an American Tail VHS. That's some good find right there. I've never ever seen this movie. I've heard people talk about it, never seen it. But yeah, it's a Don Bluth film. Of course, right? It's got a fucking mouse in it, right? But I mostly just want to see it because it's called An American Tail. Anything with good old America in the title, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I also got The Funniest Cop Stories Ever. Now, what are your bets that these stories are going to be really funny or really gross? Because there's a lot of cop stories that are really disgusting, like people flinging their shit at cops and stuff like that. And maybe I should find a short excerpt to read out loud to you. Well, this one is titled A Sad Story, so I don't know why that's in the funniest cop stories ever. Is it a funny sad story? I don't know. Okay, so this one's called Incinerated, one-page story. Ready? Ready? I've never read any of these stories, by the way, so I really hope that this isn't going to get me banned. Okay. When someone is arrested, they have a choice of holding on to certain items of their property or getting it vouchered, held by the police department, and returned to them when they're released. It's definitely safer to have it vouchered. When you go through the system, there's a good chance you'll lose it or have it stolen. One time, I'm on the desk, and this guy who had vouchered his property with us called. I want to get my property back. I was incinerated there last night. Oh, I said, you might want to call the fire department. No, man, you guys incinerated me. So, didn't you go to the hospital? For what? Burns? What burns? Man, I was incinerated there. Oh, you mean you were incarcerated? Oh, call it what you want. I just want my property back. That, you see, that's a simple one, but that is kind of funny. I totally believe that story. That's a real story, I'm sure of it. Because I've heard people fuck up words like that before in real life. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's a simple story that I can say on YouTube without YouTube getting mad at me, right? Right. There you go. Do a review of American Tail after you watch it. Love to know your thoughts. Yeah, maybe. It is kind of an oldie, though. I don't know if people would be super interested. Every time I talk about like a movie that I really liked from my childhood, I feel like people are just like, hey, talk about new stuff. Why? I love stupid criminals. Well, there's a lot of them. I mean, if you're not smart enough to figure out your life, you're probably, and you know, that's how you become criminals, is that you're not smart enough, so you just try to take the easy way out. That's what it is, really. What do you think of the Home Alone remake? Another one? They're doing another Home Alone. I haven't looked into it, but I'm sure it'll be horrible. I mean, like, what was the third Home Alone movie where they tried to switch out the characters with different actors? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The average IQ of the incarcerated is 85. Damn. Do you ever get backlash from authors from your reviews? It depends. I don't get backlash from the authors per se, but if I review something negatively or even just say that something is mediocre that happens to be popular or happens to have a fandom, that fandom will jump on me. And that's the worst. Especially when I don't even say that it's bad, especially when I like acknowledge the good parts of something that I'm reviewing and just say, yeah, it was pretty meh for me. It was pretty mediocre, but I can see why other people like it. Their fandom will treat me as though I am Satan for not enjoying something that they enjoyed. It's crazy. But I've never had an author of something that I review directly speak to me and say, fuck this person. That would be crazy. But yeah, I know other people who have had that happen, of course. And I think that is way scarier than having a fandom come after you, because then the author is like validating their fandom going after you. You know, if they are also going after you, then the fans think, oh, it's okay then, and then they all go after you, and it's all a fucking mess. But yeah, I've definitely deleted videos before that have gotten like backlash from the fandoms just because I get so sick of hearing them, because YouTube is one of those platforms where it'll keep on recommending your videos, and it's very easy to get noticed on YouTube, because once your video's on YouTube, it'll stay in the algorithm for life. That's the idea anyway. So years later, after posting a negative review about something that has a harsh fandom, I'll just say, I'll still hear about it. I'll still see comments in the new comments, people just like trashing on me and attacking me as a person because I called their favorite thing mediocre. And it might not even be their favorite thing. It might just be a thing that they like for the time being, or a thing that they're currently binging. And how dare I call it mediocre? How dare I say meh, not my thing? I'm so terrible. I'll give them this. I do very much poke light, or make light. That was what I think that's what I meant to say. I don't English very well. I don't know if you've noticed that on the channel. But yeah, I very often will poke fun. Poke fun at the things that I don't like, and nitpick to, make the review more fun for me. And, I'll laugh about it. But for the most part, whenever I'm laughing about something, I'm not being super serious. But people sure think that I am being super serious. They take that shit right to heart, and I get it. But, you can disagree with me without saying that I'm a bad person. Fun fact. And I can disagree with you without being a bad person. Because whether or not we like a show has absolutely nothing to fucking do with whether or not we're good or bad people. But, I'm an adult and they're probably children. So. Or adults with minds of children. Either way, I have the moral high ground. It's over, Anakin. Will you do anything horror related for Halloween month? Yeah, I've been trying to. I've been doing a few comic reviews that are of horror relation. I've been thinking about reviewing or nostalgically reviewing some other Halloween or horror content that I really like personally, but there's not really a lot of horror content that I'm a huge fan of. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I am a big fan. I like the spooky content, right? Spooky stuff is always fun. I just find that a lot of horror content these days focuses so much on shock value rather than suspense, or rather than, the psychological aspects to horror. So it just doesn't strike that part of my brain that has any interest. I'm not interested in jump scares, for example. So very shallow horror stuff just does not capture my attention. And I'm super critical of a lot of horror stuff. More critical than I am of probably any other genre. So yeah, I don't very often partake in that genre, but that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy anything of that genre. I definitely have stuff that I enjoy that falls into the category of horror, especially psychological horror. That's my cup of tea right there. Psychological horror is definitely something that I enjoy a lot. It's because horror doesn't actually have an actual plot. Yeah. Right. But yeah, you know what I mean. Not a huge fan of the shallow jump scare horror, because I think it's really easy to get someone to jump. It's not very easy to get someone intrigued. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But yeah. Anyway. I guess we'll keep on for about maybe 10 more minutes and then we'll call it a day. I mean, yeah, I usually don't go on for more than an hour for these Friday streams, which I realize is pretty short. But it's also kind of early, so maybe not a lot of people would be super interested in watching an early stream to begin with. I can't wait for like all the people who watch the stream after it's published. I can't wait for those people to make fun of me for like mixing up Halloween and Friday the 13th. Can you blame me though? I'm not a horror buff, as I've said before. And also, the masks gotta be similar because I envision them in my head as both just being white masks. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I'll fully accept responsibility for being an idiot. I'm very scattered brain. But, yeah. Let me read this. Dannphan, An American Tale is a story about a family of Jewish mice. Yes, they are Jews, it says so in the movie, who immigrate from Russia to the U.S. and how their new country I think that's supposed to be country, welcomes them. That sounds nice. That sounds wonderful. I can't wait to watch this movie. That sounds spectacular. Thanks for the donation. Random question. Will you ever do a zine? I don't know what a zine is. I assume that it's kind of like a vine. And no. I'm good. Have you ever read any of Lovecraft's work? No, I know my boyfriend is actually a bit of a fan of Lovecraft's fantasy writing. You know, he's very into the way Lovecraft describes environments because my boyfriend is, you know, the more writer. I'm more of a visual writer, which is why I'm into comics and animation. But he's into descriptive writing. So he does look towards some Lovecraft stuff for inspiration in those regards. But no, I've never read a single Lovecraft thing. Yes. Pumpkin spice latte prices are effing scary. Sounds about right. That's how inflation goes. Inflation just whoop, 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 up and up. Because government's like, hey, I want to spend a lot of money. And then we pay for it. That's how it works. Oh, God forbid I need to go out anywhere because those gas prices. Zine, pronounced zine, is short for magazine. Oh, will I ever do a magazine is basically what you're asking? Probably not. I mean, like I said before, I don't think, especially Americans, I don't think they're very into the anthology magazines. I like them. Personally, I like the Shonen Jump magazines and the other magazines where they have the up-and-coming writers showcase their work, and then if it gains popularity, it becomes a series. I like that. But I don't think that it's caught on here in the States. So I won't do that. But you know. Will you ever cross over to the manga review type content? I do manga reviews. What are you talking about? I already do manga reviews. It's practically 90% of what I review these days. I mean, I review indie comics too, but I'm still waiting on so many freaking books from Indiegogo that were supposed to come this year that I guess will come next year. Ugh. I'm never getting those books. This is never happening, is it? No, I get it. People have delays and COVID and shit. But it's been a while. Have you ever seen Ranma 1/2? Yes, I have. Very funny. Good stuff. Never finished it, like most things that I've seen, but you know. What's the most bad luck you've had in a day? That's a good question. I like that. I would be more interested to know what like other people's answers to that would be, though. I mean, I've definitely had some bad luck days, but you would not want to know some of the horror that I have seen. Whoo, buddy. Yep. Car crashes are definitely a very bad luck thing. Getting molested, very bad luck. Very awful luck, honestly. I fractured my elbow in August. That was pretty bad. Oof, it is pretty bad. Yeah. Who was your favorite character on Ranma 1/2? I mean, there aren't a lot of characters from the portion of the anime that I've seen. But, I like the girl character. She's cool. What's her name? Favorite One Piece character? I mean, I like Nami. Ooh. Toe infection? That's terrible. It's pretty awful. Good vibes, yeah. Maybe we should talk about the best luck we've ever had in one day. Maybe that's the twist that we need to add to this so that we can end the stream on a positive note. We'll just talk about good shit that happened. So what's good shit that happened to me? I got a boyfriend. I've had a boyfriend, I guess, for like 5 years now. Woo! Good shit, yeah. I don't know. Any currently airing anime that have caught your eye? Yeah, there's a couple that are brand new I've been enjoying. There's, what's that one called? Life Lessons with Uramichi? I can't remember his name, but I remember the life lessons part. That's kind of a dark comedy, and I thought that was pretty funny. Hey, Cherry. How you doing? Just came to say hi. Hope things are okay. Things are wonderful. When are you going to put a ring on it? When we both are in our own house. When we both are super broke. And, you know, we don't want to do anything super irresponsible. So we'll wait 5 more years until we're rich and famous. Good question, though. What else just came out? There's this one manga I've been reading that was suggested to me around the same time as the new anime is coming out. I think it's called Meruku-chan? Something like that. I'm probably butchering it super hard, but that's been great. It's a horror comedy and it's super good. The suspense is quite nice how they build it up. Even in manga, I still have to look at the anime, of course. And I plan to wait till the anime has a few episodes out and then maybe watch that with my boyfriend, but I have been thoroughly enjoying the manga and I can't wait to review it. Life Lessons with Uramichi. Oh, I did say it right, didn't I? Uramichi Oni-san. Yes. Yeah, it's pretty good. Have you watched Dr. Stone? Yeah, that's another good one, Dr. Stone. I enjoyed that one. It's good. Good stuff. Hope you two resolve all this and get your own house soon. Yeah, hopefully. Fuck. Neither of us really make a lot of money because we're both creatives. And that's the thing when you have a couple and you're both starving artists or both starving writers in our cases. Neither of us is going anywhere at this rate. I'm hoping to get another job, I guess, soon. But yeah, I'm just not really sure what I'm doing right now. It's kind of complicated. Anyway, are you going to review Netflix Cowboy Bebop when it comes out? I don't know, man. I guess I could. I know that I'm definitely looking at fucking live action One Piece because that's gonna be hilarious. Oh, and I gotta look at the Mario movie when it comes out. I need to hear Chris Pratt as Mario. Charlie Day as Luigi. It's gonna be great. That movie is gonna be fantastic. Anyway. No one really knows what they're doing. It's true. It's true. We're just bumbling through life. Might as well review the live action Bebop. Yeah, I mean, no. I have a feeling that it's just going to be meh. That it's not going to be good, but it's not going to be super offensive. And you know, those types of things, it's just like there's not much to say on them. But if it were something that looked like it was turning out to be the Powerpuff Girls live action, where it just looks awful in every single corner of the writing, then it would be the best thing to review. It would be awesome. Because then you can just make fun of everything. Just do a 20-minute review where you just make fun of it, and then you get a bunch of views. That would be great. But nah, right now it just looks like it's going to be meh. And there's never really a lot to say about something that's just meh. But yeah. Anyway, we should be wrapping up this pretty soon. I've got other things to do today. Not things that are going to get me anywhere in life, but why did you have to talk about my life situation? Now that's what I'm going to be thinking about all day. Are you a He-Man fan? I am now. I wasn't before, but now after Revelation came out, I started like watching the 2002 He-Man, and I was like, damn, this is pretty tight. And then I started watching the old original He-Man. I'm like, damn, this ain't too bad. Now I'm a He-Man fan. You see what you've done to me? YouTube. Yeah. All right. So thank you guys for hanging out on our Friday live stream. We didn't talk about anything too crazy here. So, holy algorithm, give me mercy. No, I'm just kidding. The algorithm never likes suggesting live streams. This isn't going anywhere. But thank you guys for sitting around talking with me and making this a video. So hopefully we'll get more videos. More reviews are coming next week. Hopefully more spooky reviews, as I know that you want more Halloween material. Or do you? I don't know. Anyway, have a good day, guys. I'll see you next time. Till then, goodbye.